All right. Um, Thank you, everybody, for having patience with our extensive break. That was like almost 4.5 weeks.
Yeah, something like that.
How's the little one doing, Nick?
He's doing good. He's hectic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just crazy taking care of a little person.
Um,
Half of that little person is you.
Yeah, kinda. Kinda how that works.
um, so this session is just gonna kind of get us in the swing of things. I'm still kind of as many hours I've put in this game at Foundry. That's like I'm still like rusty coming back after about a month. So it's gonna just be kind of like not like on the fly, but I'm gonna try my best to kind of keep things flowing and get used to the controls again. So we'll see how the session goes. Also, I'll have to skim through previous messages. I know in the past I've been like, hey, you know, what would you like to expect from the campaign? Questions like that I'll have to like readdress and re-go through old messages to kind of get a fuller picture of this where you guys are at and in the direction and everything. So usually by after the first session from a long break, usually clears everything up and we're good, and we get on a constant pace schedule. So to recap last game, you guys were in the town of, what was it? Right before Ankashar.
We met the Riddle Master.
Yes, you did meet the Riddle Master. You guys had kind of teamed up with Drawn, the dwarf, to screw with the guy, pulled a prank on him. You hustled out of that town directly to Ankashar, where you were scrying on Carlisle and where he was at, and you found him on the premises of the Emerald Palace. The whole reason going to Ankashar being that the Heart of the Sea, something that is integral to the defeation of Zolkizek, was transported from Bernadad and Barajas to Ankashar and Commodora for unknown reasons. Carlisle accompanied a couple Tritons there as like a diplomatic mission. So upon meeting up with Carlisle at the Emerald Palace, Carlisle informed you that you guys are currently waiting on Lord Farisle to host a small session to talk about this and to answer any questions and to kind of address the situation and what is going on. You guys had slept that night. Woke up in the morning. Carlisle showed you around to all the NPCs. You met Mythalek, the Dragonborn warrior. Essentially, he was the weaponsmith up in the ramparts. You met Pilaf, the Kenku librarian / magic user. Very smart bird, but still within the bounds of being a Kenku, unfortunately. You met Amon or Amon, whichever you want to call him. I'm pretty sure I pronounced it Amon or Amon. I don't remember. I'll have to look back at the video.
Amon.
Amon. And
that sounds right.
he was the general kind of artifacts aficionado.
I think your sensitivity might be a little bit high, Ryan, just so you know you're cutting out a little.
Yeah. Ooh, I think my sensitivity. Yeah, I think I do remember changing it.
Bad though, we've been able to hear you.
Okay.
I just want to let you know before it would become an actual issue.
Yeah, I got you. So you have him, and then you have what was her name? Regalia. Yes, that you're speaking to right now. She is sort of the nature medicine person, in that sort of category of knowledge. Yeah, I mentioned Mythalic at the beginning. I think that pretty much covers everyone. You guys caught a brief glimpse of Lady Farisle speaking with some guards the day before, but haven't met with Lord Farisle yet. Haven't seen him. The overall mission now is not only to get your questions answered about the Heart of the Sea, but also another big ticket item here in Akashar is the Cult of Tiamat happenings / dealings that have been going around. As stated in the journal notes, which I will try to bring up now. I should be more on top of organizing everything. But Orosi, you were told by Khadgar of the sort of happenings that are going on with the Cult of Tiamat and their last known sort of well-known event that was kind of speculated to be their work, that being the investigation, or that being the supposed home invasion conducted by the cult several years ago. More information on that lies elsewhere, but that was the lead given to you by Orosi Khadgar in Jaluth or Thaldor. So those are the sort of pressing issues that you have as of now. Before the video cut out and I was able to retrieve most of everything from last session, you guys were visiting your own respective NPCs, asking questions, doing your thing. If you all still remember, we can go through with that and then kind of explain what's going on. I think, Orosi, you were seeing Mythalek to kind of discuss general things. I don't think you had anything specific.
No, I didn't have anything in mind, I don't think.
Yeah, and Iljor, you were speaking with Regalia regarding, I think it was something about plants, if I remember correctly.
Magical plants. That was my area of interest.
Magical plants. What was there any sort of specific kinds, or were you just having a conversation amongst yourselves?
I was interested in possibly acquiring some seeds. I didn't have a particular plant in mind because I'm not as familiar with, exceedingly magical varieties of plant, but he was interested in, possibly procuring some that may be of some use to the group, either in the future, or something along those lines.
Mm-hmm. And Eli, I think you were speaking with Pilaf about something. I don't remember what it was, though.
I had something specific in mind, but I forget exactly what it was. But Sylvia's probably just going to be looking for something about Krakens to see if he's got anything special that she hasn't already learned.
Okay. And Anarian, you were going to go speak with Amon about
I don't remember what it was about.
I remember you conjured your sword.
Yeah.
And you asked it a question, and then you were going to go speak to him.
I was going to try and see if it would tell me anything new before I went and spoke to him to see if he knew anything about it, but I think I've changed my mind. I think I'm just going to wait and see what the sword does.
Okay. And I think your specific question was...
I wanted to know what to call it, I think. Because we had spent all this time together. I don't know where it comes from. I don't even know what if it has a name, what it is.
Mm-hmm. As in most of the interactions thus far, things have become vague. Very vague. But you are pressing it. You are indulging in not so much the power of this thing, but more so the lore behind it. And it doesn't go unnoticed. Specifically, going back to Iljor now, Regalia, as you two are... Yeah, you're good. As you two are walking amongst the garden, this sort of moist air, this one pocket of hot, moist air within the compound that sort of bubbled into this specific area. talking amongst yourselves about the various plants. I remember when you guys had first walked in, she asked you not to touch anything. Everything was very...
I fucked up our garden a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. She forgives, but...
I undid it.
Yes. She shows you around to various exotic plants that are, under normal means, may not have been able to grow, but through various magical essences and the way they've sort of cultivated this plot of land.
Manipulation.
I would say so much climate manipulation, but if you want to break climate down into this one small area, sure. More so of just manipulation of the weather and the
Weather.
yeah, in the small, like, maybe weather's not the word, but like
In the greenhouse.
The humidity,
Yeah.
the minerals in the ground.
yeah, stuff like that.
The
Sunlight.
atmosphere.
Yeah. Well, weather's way smaller than the climate. Like, you were here, I brought it down to here. Okay. Either way.
We were up here.
Either way. Is there anything it's probably about I want to say late morning, approaching noon.
I want to see if... No. Okay, wait, I gotta get back into the Iljor voice.
Back into the Iljor.
Back in
Now-
the Iljor.
Now, Regalia. Do you guys have any more magical varieties of plants here?
Most of the plants are somewhat magical, just it may not seem magical, as some of these plants would die without our care. Are you meaning in terms of that have this integral magic that is imbued with it at its birth?
Yeah, our group has been through some rather difficult times, and if there were things that may possibly be able to help us that I might be able to utilize, I would be very interested in learning about them. And possibly trading knowledge or items for some seeds, maybe.
She brings you over to
Where are we going?
She brings you over to this far corner. As you, she takes a knee down. It begins to open up the small shrubbery, and inside you see these tiny flowers, probably about 4 inches, coming up out of the ground. But they produce this purplish fuchsia color. It's kind of like the way the flowers bloom. It's fuchsia in the middle, and then as it kind of expands out among the petals, it becomes more of a darker purple. These are kiliacs. When inhaled, give you this sense of, well, for lack of a better term, no fear. Nothing too amazing. We are working on various other hybrids to produce certain effects, but
For your military use, I would assume. No, I apologize. Never mind. You probably can't disclose that.
we produce varying goods for various services among Commodora, specifically Ankashar, but I cannot discuss exactly what we're working on.
Of
But
course, yes, I understand. I stepped beyond my bounds as a guest. I apologize.
all is forgiven. I admire your curiosity, but I don't know where your situations are taking you. So this may or may not be useful to you. And give me some time and thought, and I'll see what else I can come up with and try to give a more generalized list for you.
All right, thank you very much for giving me your time.
She slightly nods and kind of just admires the Kiliaks once more and kind of peers around.
They are quite beautiful as well.
If you'll excuse me, let me go procure something. Please take a look around, and again,
Sure.
do not touch anything.
I'm just gonna, Brian, I'm just gonna take a little sniff just of the flower, just to see. Like, I know it's not going to be a very strong version of the effect she spoke about,
Mhm.
because I'm assuming it would need to be like ground and something to like actually be like fully inhaled.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want to see if the pollen has any of this, like, type of effect to it.
Yeah, as you take a swift, more so of wafting the aroma of the flower, as it enters your nostrils and dives deep into your lungs, you are sort of taken out of reality for a second, not so much into like a hypnotic or a visual sort of thing, but more so of just like an immense like weight off your shoulders for a split second, and then you sort of have this clear vision. The images become sharper. Your sense of whatever you may have been worrying about, something simple as the unknowingness of this Emerald Palace. There's still rooms to explore. There's still such an unknown quantity to the place that would put anybody in this sense of like uneasiness. But all of that fades away, and you just feel comfortable.
Well,
At ease with the
They
unknown.
are growing magical anti-anxiety meds.
Sylvia, as you are perusing the books, the Kenku bird is making chirping noises kind of under his beak. Not, particularly loud, but organizing different books. And it seems like he's always at work doing things. Reading up on, you said Krakens, right?
Yeah.
There is a specific book that
Why no camera?
What?
Eli's got camera on.
Yeah, Eli's got camera on. Rap, why no eyes, dude?
Yeah.
Why no
Why no
eyes?
eyes, Rap?
Well, because I can see Ryan, and I can see Nick, and I can see myself, but I cannot see Basic or Eli.
Oh, they're there, dude.
Well,
They sure are there.
Yeah,
computer or
maximize
fix
maybe,
your
dude.
eyes.
Or refresh Zoom or something. I don't know.
I'm gonna leave and join back. Maybe.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, there is a book chronicling sea monsters. There is a short passage about krakens. Now, they are a menace to whoever they encounter. Usually, even within a small radius of wherever they're going, they seem to trek and make trouble. There have been very small reports, only like a couple in the well, maybe not, maybe like a handful in recorded history of either Kraken sightings or Kraken sightings or disasters regarding Krakens.
Yeah.
Something you do notice that you may have not paid attention before too closely. There is a sketched image of a Kraken in color. Now, this Kraken exhibits a lot of the features that you have seen and heard described as being held by Zolkizik. However, these are, in the book, slightly different. The sizes, which are described in the book, are slightly smaller than Zolkizik. The colors are slightly off than what you've heard described and what you may have seen. The overall ferocity and the the I guess image of terror that a regular Kraken, specifically looking on the page of this book, provides you, has not met the same standard that Zolkizik has set. And this kind of piques your curiosity. Zolkizik is a Kraken. There's no doubting that. But
Right.
what about him sets him aside from the rest of the Kraken, or specifically the Kraken described in this passage? Was there anything like specific info you were trying to maybe acquire that may be in a book with this that would chronicle sea monsters? Anything that you think would be relevant?
If there were any particular weaknesses or weapons that have been made or are being made to slay Krakens specifically. Especially if it's anything about the heart of the sea. I think that's what I wanted to know last session.
Okay. With this book, you read a little bit into happenings that were potentially going on centered around the country of Hiroto. The means by which the locality kind of what's the word I want to use to describe, thwarted the attack of the supposed Kraken. This happening potentially thousands of years ago. However, the exact date is unknown. The method by which they thwarted the Kraken is unknown by the larger world, but is perhaps kept by the ancestors of the individuals who were there.
Okay.
You don't find anything regarding Heart of the Sea. Unfortunately, a lot of the lore regarding Zolkizik and the Heart of the Sea and Tritons in general, coming from the plane of water, is not well documented on the prime material plane.
Okay.
Perhaps a more larger city, or maybe even perhaps some scholars near the portal to the plane of water, people who know the plane of water the best and are least diluted with the ongoings of the prime material plane, and still kind of hold that knowledge of everything and anything plane of water, would be the best people to go to, but not necessarily needed. But
Gotcha. Sylvie's gonna walk up to Pilaf. Pilaf, is there a borrowing time? Like a limit on how long we can borrow? Is there something you can point me to that has that information?
you just see him kind of caw and then tap at his wrist and
Thank you.
he goes back to organizing with
This is
yeah, with his fucking little claws, his bird-like claws.
that looked like one day to me.
So Sylvie's gonna take this book and just start heading off to try to find the others.
Okay. And Arian, you said you were going to stand by for the next sort of step in the evolution here. Arosi, speaking directly with Methalek, exchanging stories, and divulging as much information that you would like to divulge to somewhat of a stranger. You feel this this bond with this Dragonborn. A lot of the Dragonborn, as I've described in the past in this world, it's one of the more exotic races, but isn't too crazily rare. And your experience with a lot of Dragonborn, as far as I'm understanding, is mostly with your clan, and not a whole lot with individuals and other clans or Dragonborns in other areas of the world. Mythalek goes into great detail, as he is not shy about sharing his lineage and where he's from. Growing up in the southwestern world for the majority of his life, had a rough childhood, and just kind of much like Uhtrazar in terms of not abandonment, but being ostracized and overcoming all of that. And that's where he kind of channels his inner personality, is to just be stronger and keep fighting, and not only fighting mentally, but fighting physically, in terms of like his weapon making, or his weaponry, and his armor smithing capabilities. So there's a good conversation had, and you feel that the social bond between you two is much greater. You guys have estimated around probably 6 hours until you receive word on if Lord Farisle is going to speak to you or postponing, just a general update regarding that. Regarding the Cult of Tiamat happenings and any associated material that you guys would like to learn about, there are 2 places. You have the Emerald Palace here, and then you have like a general library / mages college. A lot of the new local news reports, I would say, would not be held in a place like this. This is more of like a historical, as far as the books go, more of like a wide selection of various topics, and not so much a local dealings kind of thing. Like I said, that'd be more of like a library or like the Mages College. So that's that for the Cult of Tiamat. But you guys have 6 hours. If there's anything you guys would like to pursue or buy or talk with anybody about, most of the people at Carlisle with the Tritons are down below. I think, did you guys meet the Tritons? I think so, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. NPC list and Emerald Palace. There's Konorek and Jasper. I think that we passed by at one point. Jasper had a magical.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Or was that Konorek? I can't remember between the two.
Like we may have met like one.
I honestly don't remember if you guys had met them or not, but
where are you finding the people, basic?
So on PCs and NPCs is under the NPCs, and then
I'm
Emerald
pretty sure we
Palace
did.
NPCs. There's
Okay.
Jasper and Konorek.
I think it was a brief conversation, but I'm pretty sure we did.
okay.
It was. Let me see if I can highlight this well on the map here, or maybe draw a big dick. It was this room. If it shows well enough up on the map here.
In the artifact room?
Yeah, it was not like an artifact room, but like magical. Well, I guess an artifact room.
Oh
One
yeah,
of them
they
was
were
a
in there
curator.
when we walked in, weren't they?
Yeah, and we had a short talk with them, or a short introduction.
Huh.
I don't remember that.
I don't remember that either. I'm leaning towards you guys did meet them, but I don't know about in that room. Either way.
I mean,
I don't think it was in there, because that was just Amon in there when we went in there.
Yeah. Either way.
No,
I thought he was
Carlisle
talking
there
to someone.
too, and we.
Well, Carlisle
We
was
can
showing you
do
guys
it over
around.
again if we need to do it.
Yeah.
Do it, because if none of us remembers it. why
Yeah.
not?
Either way, it was brief, and so it probably not a lot of information was exchanged. But you guys have approximately 6 hours. I need to I think the calendar's updated. I think you guys are. I think it's like December time frame, late November, early December, something like that. So, you are in the summer of the South Hemisphere. So, if there's anything you guys would like to do, let it be done now. Otherwise, we can skip straight to the latter parts of the night. Any objections?
I do not object.
Yeah, we can
No objections.
skip on over. When we do meet up, I do want to just give the party a rundown on the basics of how Krakens are, before we get to the Zolkazek stuff.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me specifically about that?
Everybody meet up by the dragon statue.
I don't even
Not
know where I
really.
am, to be honest.
I don't know where you are either. I was trying to look for you.
Yeah, I do
I
have
have
like
vanished.
I do have the revealed fog of war vision that we've walked through. But
Here.
otherwise,
Hang on,
Come here.
let me find me.
Yeah.
unless you could
What's
go ahead and
happening?
place our NPCs in like a outdoors area.
Let me see if oh shit, I just activated the Senate. Let me see if Nick's down here.
Not the Senate.
The Senate.
I am the Senate.
Uh,
I don't think I'm down here. I could see stuff upstairs, but I couldn't see where I was.
okay, let me reactivate.
But, I know that
Or downstairs, wherever we
last I
were.
remember that Rosie was put at
Oh yeah.
the same room.
Oh, I know where I'm at. I'm here.
Damn it, Nick.
I didn't see myself, dude. I was hidden. What's up?
Imagining if you just accidentally leave the tokens somewhere. Oh yeah, there we go.
Yep. Now
Leave
you
the
see it.
tokens somewhere random. Aha! Goodbye, Bislick. It was a good talk. I need to go convene with my allies.
Good day. So now, yep. I love that this just works.
This is amazing.
It just
actually.
works.
Yeah.
It just works.
Dude, so I've always did like teleporting on the same plane of like, so if it's like a multi-tier inn, it would be on the same scene. But you guys are like teleporting scenes and like, there was some issues with last game about like, I need to figure that out.
Yeah.
But I think if I keep you in the navigation bar up top, it's fine. Which is pretty cool.
I'll have to rip this from you, Ryan. This is cool.
Yes.
How was everybody's time?
Good. I learned a little bit.
It was
Mine, I suppose.
good, quite good. Talked to one of my kin.
Carlisle requested to meet you guys.
I'm so sorry. I don't know how I did that.
Play
you
some
go.
I'm
AoEs.
trying to move a bar and it won't fucking move. It's just stuck here.
Are you on the right, left-hand side token controls?
I think so.
The right left-hand side.
And Ryan said, "Let there be light."
Some of the light ain't working. Oh wait, because I'm not. Yeah. Here we go. There we go. Okay.
I can see clearly now the light is on. 'Cause I don't have dark vision.
Oh, I did it again.
Oh, rap.
Bro, what the fuck? It's my like character name and fucking like inventory spells feature all that shit is just stuck in the middle of the screen.
It's not the window, is it?
What do you mean?
No, it's not the window. Okay, I was imagining you had the character window open for the entire sheet.
No.
You're
It's like the bar with all of your tabs. Like,
Oh, is it like the right click? If you right click on your character, maybe that.
Oh, are you talking about like the macro?
Yeah. No. Yeah. You're talking about the the utility, the inventory spells
the utility
features.
bar. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That
yeah,
utility
yeah,
bar.
yeah.
Here, let me
right-click
move
is
you.
good, I think.
Arrow on the left of that.
Let me
if
move you over
wanna
here.
hide
Don't-
it.
this-
No, I'm like, it's in the middle of my screen. Like, it's
I-
on my...
So I just right click on the inventory button and it or any of the buttons.
Oh,
Really. It
okay.
allows me
Yeah,
to-
that
Oh,
worked.
yeah, yeah.
That worked. Thank you. That's what I was trying to figure out.
Very
Why is-
useful.
Why is there a
So
pebble right here?
Carlisle, we agreed to meet Carlisle.
Whoa, Rosie just fell asleep.
Bro, maybe there's something in the map that's like,
Now you're frightened.
Okay, let's
Where the
take
fuck
that
did
off.
I go again?
You're
I
right
see,
here?
I see.
Is this just a really small AoE that someone put down?
hey, what?
It could be.
Right
Yeah,
here?
that's
Oh.
the pointer right there.
Yeah, that would have been, wait.
Somebody tried to put
Yeah,
a
it
penny
is.
on the floor.
Yeah.
Look, a penny.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Yeah, Carlisle requested to meet you guys down below in his room.
And the stairs are on the edges, right? On the
Yeah.
sides.
Oh
We
fuck,
shall
I
go
gotta
to his
navigate.
bedchambers.
I like how I emit light. That's good.
Please tell me, everybody, fucking, it just works.
It's working for me.
Why'd you close the fucking door on me?
That worked for me.
Nobody's getting past there.
He didn't. He don't have dark vision, dude. Chill.
Aren't drows supposed to have dark vision?
No, I'm
Yeah.
like no. I'm saying Ildor closed the door on. You don't have dark
Oh.
vision, dude.
Oh god, I don't know where the fuck I am.
Now I'm just gonna actually sit back and watch you guys explore. See if you guys
Oh, yeah,
remember where his room is.
I was
This is
down
a-
here.
This is the part of the fun I enjoy is watching you guys muck about.
Over here.
Yeah, is Carlisle's room this way?
Yes.
It is.
Right here. I knocked.
Come in. Get that elephant brain, dude. Carlisle, as you come into the room, is kind of like half perched on the desk. Just kind of like seemingly in deep thought. As you guys kind of come around the room and encircle him, he's takes about a moment to kind of catch his breath. Well, guys, I think we're kind of expecting to have this postponed once more. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, things are... I don't know, I just have an uneasy feeling. It's probably just the weight. But we should receive word here pretty soon. Let me actually call Konorak and Jasper in here and kind of gauge their minds.
Sure.
So,
Shortly, Carlisle comes back in with the individuals. If I can sort of get this to go.
This room full, bro.
This room is full. Carlisle walks in. You see these two Triton gentlemen, fairly tall, hovering right around 6'2", in this sort of this flowing garb. It's not so much commoner's clothes, but more so of like a specific, perhaps synthetic weave that is sort of multi-purpose for use in the water and use on land. These Tritons are not so much like Sylvia, whereas, if I'm understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, Sylvia, but you have sort of embraced the attire and sort of the culture of land-dwelling animals, whereas these guys are hardened Tritons that find honor in kind of wearing Triton-only things, if that makes any sense. They
So
have
I would say Sylvia's got like just a whole mixed kind of outfit, like just different little aspects that are of Triton culture and other clothes that are not.
They are fairly muscular, but they look to be older gentlemen, probably at least probably 40, very wise, and have this sort of posture and aura about them that is seemingly of maturity. They did not send amateurs here. They sent definitely people who need answers and are experienced. Yeah. Carlisle comes in. Everyone, I think you've met these gentlemen, Conorak, Jasper. Again, Arosi, Anarian, Eljor, Sylvia, as small greetings are met. Jasper, the one directly behind Carlisle, begins to take a step this way. I don't know what you've heard, Carlisle, but it's looking like another night here. No, I don't like the sound of this. It's got me worried. Sylvia, if you had any input regarding just how we feel, I mean, as Tritons, we're, at least, I don't know, I can't speak for any others, let alone you, Conorak, but sort of growing impatient around here. We spent the last, few days, week? I can't even tell. Most of this place is underground, and I haven't seen the sunlight. Well, I guess we'll receive word soon. Conorak kind of just nods and give me a second. Let me go see if I can procure some answers. As he steps out. The next few minutes are spent solemnly. Carlisle speaks to you, Sylvia. So, as he kind of his eyes sort of now gaze upon the room, what do y'all think of the Emerald Palace?
It's nice here. It's elegant. More than I could have expected.
Very big. Lots of rooms. What do you do with all these rooms? I don't even know.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Sylvia, have you received any word from Riol or anything regarding Zolkizik or the Heart of the Sea or any news whatsoever?
No. The only word I've received is from you. I do want to reconnect with Farisle and find some way to communicate again, but it might be some time before that.
Yeah, it got us into a tricky situation, so communication's been rough.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a lot to tell you, but I did find a book in the library about, well, it's not entirely about Krakens, but it has some passages on them. And, she goes and reads off a few bits. From what I know of Krakens, they are absolutely deadly and basically leave a wake of destruction, but I just have a sense that Zolkizik is not the same as the Krakens described here. He's got different coloring. He's larger. Seems just more deadly. And it seems like he's possibly more intelligent as well. He attacked my city with quick destruction of everything, with an army at his side. I don't know if there are many Krakens that have used armed forces like that. So I think what we're dealing with is stronger than what you might anticipate with a normal kraken.
What exactly do you anticipate with a normal kraken?
Death and destruction of large magnitude. They could.
How do you go about fighting something like that, though? I mean, especially for the four of us in here who have never spent more than a few hours in water.
Carlisle speaks up. Could this be because he's from the plane of water and not here?
That would make sense. That would. The plane of water is...
Sounds pretty magical.
It's full of more than you could imagine of creatures. There are new species that have come out of there that this world has never known. And it's entirely possible that he's a different kind of kraken.
That's what I was gonna say. You might even be like a different species or something.
So again, how would a group of us go about defeating something like that? What does that look like?
Probably get some really big cannons or something. That might work.
We couldn't face it on our own. I think.
Is there, I don't know, maybe as opposed to fighting it, would there be a way for us to, like, I don't know, send it back to this plane of water or something?
Sylvia, you know that the Heart of the Sea, these artifacts are used in the downfall, speculated to help in the downfall, though you're not entirely sure how they operate yet.
Okay. So, the Heart of the Sea, I know it is pieced together. It can be powerful. I don't know exactly what it does. I want to learn more about it, but it's likely most of the information about the Heart of the Sea lies somewhere near the plane of water or in some large Triton city. But odds are we need the Heart of the Sea to have any chance of confronting this threat.
Door swings open. You see Conrack standing in the doorway. He'll see us in 5 minutes. I'll come get you. Close.
Does he mean Lord Farisle? Like we actually have a meeting?
Jasper walks up to the door. I'd presume so. Let me stand outside.
5 minutes, that was quick. Alright.
Must be a convincing man.
But, I mean, what do you guys think? I mean, do you think we have any chance of getting this Heart of the Sea back from them? I don't know.
Well, it sounds like there's multiple pieces we're gonna have to be looking for either way.
It's possible. We might need to... I mean, we're definitely gonna have to negotiate terms quite a bit. We might have to communicate with Vriol, the royalty there. They might be willing to lend aid and purchase the Heart of the Sea from this place, something like that.
But you don't know what happens when we get all the pieces.
No, I don't, but I know it is a powerful artifact.
Carlisle speaks up. As far as I'm aware, and this is my limited knowledge, I know that Lord Farisle does not technically have to abide by the rules set forth between the Tritons and the cities that house the original cities that housed the Hearts of the Sea. But I don't know. This guy, described by my comings and goings around here and descriptions I've heard, doesn't seem all that bad. We could be flipping a coin, though, so I just don't want anybody disappointed at the end of the day.
We just need to know his intentions with it, because if he wants to keep it as just some sort of keepsake, then it may be just hard to convince him, harder to get him to give it up. And I worry that we may have to threaten him in some way or take the Heart of the Sea, which would be very undesirable because obviously this place is well guarded.
The door swings open, Jasper. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All of us?
Everyone.
Ah!
Why did my deselected? There we go.
Sorry, I'm bringing Carlisle here.
Why going up
Carlisle.
those stairs so difficult, man? Why am I
You gotta
stuck
go
here?
diagonal at it.
You gotta just click and
Yeah.
drag.
I'm just stuck here. There we go.
Conorak.
Carlisle and his ability to walk through walls. Sorry.
Conorak steps up next to Sylvia.
Oh, fuck. That's a lot of guards.
If
This
the
is a
nine
cool
tri-
formation we've got here.
if the non-Tritons wouldn't mind, as this is a matter between the Triton people, just watching from afar.
Can we take a seat on one of the benches?
We'll go take a seat, I
I
guess.
don't see why that would be a terribly bad idea, Conorak says. As you all step up. Wish this was a better formation.
You can break yourself from the grid if you want to sit in the middle.
Oh yeah.
Actually,
I hold myself and then yeah.
you just do that.
Shift, was it shift or control? I couldn't remember.
I think it was
You have to
shift.
hold. You have to drag first and then hold shift, and then you can place it wherever. But
As you step up, Lord Farisle, producing this sort of grayish brown beard, this crooked middle-aged man, hair parted down the middle, this stern look, almost as if he's got permanent sort of wrinkles on his face. Looks to be just his figure, not necessarily a accurate portrayal of maybe his mood or anything. Let's bring it to here. So, I don't foresee this meeting taking very long. I know why you're here. And I'm here to answer any questions you might have. He steps off his throne. If he can.
He's struggling.
he's glued.
Never mind. He's a paraplegic.
He wheels
There we
his
go, there we
chair.
go. He steps closer to you all, standing as a face like at eye level. It was more so of like a respect.
Why was this piece of the Heart of the Sea seized from Bernadette?
Ah. Yes, the most anticipated question. That wasn't articulated by myself nor the government here in Ankashar. Bernadette alerted us to a security breach. Someone was trying to take your artifact. Those person or persons have been subdued, however, for security reasons. The artifact was placed here on hold until they figured out the situation. The contract, the negotiation, whatever the Tritons had in place with Bernadette, they respected it well enough to keep your artifact hidden. Us being a well-trusted ally of Bernadette. And let me just be clear. I don't intend to keep your artifact for my own sake. It is not my wish to anger the Triton people, but to bridge and create partnerships. However, is there any other questions before I make my spiel?
Go ahead.
Hearing a king use the word spiel.
You don't fuck me up, dude. Because you're not fucking wrong.
A medieval king using Yiddish.
Oh my god.
Fuck, man, I gotta change the lore. He says, well, as stated, I don't intend to keep your artifact. As a matter of fact, I know exactly where it is now. But I don't deal in an uneven trade. I respect your people and the negotiations they've had with the individuals around the world regarding this well-kept secret. There have been issues amongst our people, and I need your help. Ankashar has been plagued by nasty organizations, a lot of which has remained unsolved, cold, for years. This is a big city. Crime is rampant. However, organizations aim to make our jobs that much harder. These crimes committed by sole individuals, petty theft here and there, a killing, perhaps in self-defense, but cannot be proven. Those are one-offs. Of course, we care about those, but sometimes those are the hardest to solve. These organizations that are out there do so on a massive scale. The Shadowkeep, people that we've aimed to take down but have been unsuccessful thus far. The Talons of Ankashar, a guild that aims at taking out individuals that do not see eye to eye. What I'm getting at here is we have something unsolved that has rattled the brains of our mages, our scholars, and our people. I can have my aides provide you more information, but I need your word. Not only just from you, but from speaking on behalf of the Triton people. That, in exchange for your beloved artifact, you help us solve a cold crime. One which I have a personal stake in.
It will be done.
feel like I have to mention my part, as this might seem rather odd. A ruler asking for answers to an unsolved crime that, on the surface, may not have anything to do with my job here and my city on a larger scale, but trust me, your efforts in this matter will be greatly appreciated, not only by myself, but my wife here and some of my immediate family. Again, the details will be issued to you directly following this meeting. As he begins to turn away and walk back to his throne. Have any of you ever been to Yosemite?
Yes.
Well, it should not feel as unfamiliar as it once was. Anyways, are there any further questions regarding the Heart of the Sea, negotiations, the Triton people, anything that I can answer to ease the mind of yours and your peoples?
What do you mean about that this shouldn't feel dissimilar to Yosemite? Is it about the case itself?
Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, you will be traveling there. Don't fret. We have a means to get you there expeditiously.
Okay.
Upon completion, you will report right back here.
You have our word.
And you have mine.
Now, may we know where the artifact is?
The artifact is in my personal quarters, manned 24/7 by my guards. The only reason I say this is because I don't think any of you have the means or power to break in and steal it, and even if it were to happen, it would be suicide. And, well, I guess a bit of trust is needed on both of our parts.
Of course.
Konorak speaks up. Is there any word on other hearts of the sea? Can you at least indulge from your royalty speakings with others, rulers in the Eastern world? This person or persons that tried to steal the artifact, is this an ongoing issue with others, or was this a one-off? I'm confused why somebody would want the artifact. Farisle turns to him. I am not under the impression that this is an ongoing issue with the rest of the world, the rest of the artifacts. Ankashar is merely a small piece in whatever the Tritons have going on with their happenings within their culture. We're unfortunately put in this position due to something that happened in Bernadette. Now, that might be a question for rulers in Bernadette, or for the Triton people, your leaders. But I have no further information.
Do you know if the people trying to take the artifact were people at all? Were they from the sea?
From descriptions that were very brief, I hesitate to say this, to create conflict. They were not described as humans. They were not described as orcs or dwarves or dragonborn or drow or furbolgs. They were described as coming from the sea, with bluish-green skin like yourselves. I say that with hesitation, as I don't want to convey the wrong idea. But I will not say it was a Triton. I'm only passing along the information.
Do you know if their faces were deformed or they had runes on their skin?
I unfortunately do not. I know that they were apprehended and are sitting somewhere in Bernadette, probably under immense interrogation. I'm afraid that's all I really know.
That's helpful. Appreciate your time.
Very well. Guards. As he begins to stray back up to his throne, you see these two guards kind of collapse into and encircle you guys. Not so much in a threatening manner, but just kind of like, this has concluded.
Ushering us out.
Making your way.
Making our way downstairs.
Why you shut the door on me, fucker?
Someone keeps doing that, bro.
You did it!
I didn't do it.
Yeah, you did. Oh.
I literally was just using my fucking arrow keys for my WASD.
Jasper, Konorak.
What was that about? I mean, I feel like we got our answers, but I don't know. I guess I'm frustrated. I wish. I mean, it's not the worst case scenario.
Yeah. From here, it'll probably be some time before we get to Dissimity.
Well, they did say
don't
that
know.
it would
He
be
said-
rather fast.
He said he could do it expeditiously.
Of course, but I worry about how much time we may have. It just feels like an impending doom. So even if nothing will happen for a week, any amount of time we can gather these artifacts in a faster manner would be greatly useful.
Believe me, I understand. I've been trying to save my city this whole time while it slowly dies. I know how quickly we have to be with these things.
Jasper, Konorak, do you feel like, based off the information you know, that Lord Farisle was being truthful?
I hate to call the man a liar. He did seem like he was coming off abrupt and sort of, I don't know. Everything he said matched up with the accounts of stories that we've heard and what we know so far. I don't think the man is being disingenuous.
Okay.
Of course, there's always uneasy feelings with this, but I think we're in good hands and he's telling the truth. That's just me.
Good.
You hear a knock on the door.
Hello? Come in?
You see a man, bearded individual. Evening, everybody. You don't know me, and I am an aide here. And I'm here to provide you with the details of your assignment. Lord Farisle was a little bit, not so much exaggerating about the travel to Yosemite. However, he is under the severe impression that our answers may lie there. Now, let me give you a rundown of what's actually going on. Individuals have been disappearing from Ankashar for quite some time. Certain individuals, usually children, males, exhibit these characteristics. They are reported missing. Most do not return, but those that do are found in a particular garb, robe, if you will, wandering the streets of Ankashar, seemingly out of their mind. These boys no older than 13.
Was there anything different about them physically? Like, did their faces change?
Their faces weren't changed, but their minds were altered. Their perceptions of reality were broken down. And in the cases with these individuals, they would spring up. We would find them in the streets, take them under our wing, try to gather information. They would mutter words. They would mutter things, and then some of them, a couple of them, were admitted to psychiatric facilities where either they would get worse, or most of them actually snapped out of it for the most part, but they were never the same. To provide overview of what exactly is going on. Young men, young children go missing. The ones that do return seemingly have lost their minds. They're all connected. They exhibit the same features. We pry them for information, but as they grow older, they either move away or
Busy.
they stop talking to family. This phenomena that's going on with them, this mysterious sort of occurrence that is happening to these children. Where they're taken from and how they're taken, we have no idea.
Just how long has this been happening?
I want to say we've had 37 disappearances or so over the last 50 years. Was never really so much of a problem for Lord Farisle up until recently. These disappearances have been they peaked around 30 years ago, with the last 20 or so years being very dormant, and now we're seeing the same results produced again with several children. The latest one being taken several years ago, and a couple of them being taken a fair while ago. This is something that was passed down from the previous lord, and remains one of the few really unsolved mysteries of Ankashar. The reason why Yosemite was brought up is that this organization, this cult, whatever this may be, that's doing this to these children, there are some exhibiting features that are also found to be happening in Yosemite. Children, young men missing, found in robes, minds lost, but exhibiting different effects. For instance, they may not be quote-unquote insane for, say, a shorter amount of time than the ones we find, or sometimes even longer. It's like, I don't know. We have very few leads. the individual that's taken responsibility over the case. His name is Marty. He works at the local precinct. He's been studying this case for decades. Lord Farisle really just...
It's been going on that long?
The individuals that we find, when they can speak, it's gibberish. It's words here and there, and they remain silent for some time. And the few that do regain their voices, they just leave. They just leave Ankashar.
Has anyone ever, after getting better, spoken about their experiences?
Yes, as a matter of fact. Some of them have. Some of them go on to lead completely normal lives. You may pass one on the street. Some may see it as just a faint memory in their childhood. Whatever happens, they're taken, their memory is clouded, they remember nothing, and then they either come to in the bedding of a psychiatric facility or in the warm blanket of a local police officer. We've really got no leads on where they go and what effects they might be going under, but because of the occurrences, and they don't happen very often, it's very hard to gauge and to study the drugs that they were given, or whatever you want to call it. I don't want to say we're really waiting around to have more pieces of evidence to study, but we've sent some documents to Yosemite to have their scholars look at it. As many things kind of flow through Yosemite as they have their oldest scholars and are some of the most knowledgeable people over the entire prime material plane of Hrathen.
So, why is Farisle so interested in figuring this out? Who
Said it was personal.
Yeah, was there someone important to him that was taken by this same illness?
Was he one of these children?
He was not one of these children, but one of his good friends when he was a child. I don't have the most detailed information, but from what he's talked about to others, he's had this relationship with another boy when they were approximately 8 years old. They did everything together, the best of friends. He was taken, his friend, in the middle of the night. And Lord Farisle was on his own for quite some time. I think it was about, a week and a half or so, but in the eyes of an 8-year-old boy, a week and a half is eternity. When the little boy returned, he was changed. Farisle felt like he wasn't looking into the same eyes anymore. It changed the boy maybe just as much as Farisle. He lost a friend that day, his only friend. And if that's happening to Farisle, I can't imagine what it does to the families.
How has this been going on for so long, but so little information has been gathered? That's decades. That's long enough for a boy to become a ruler.
The memory of these individuals are wiped. We can only really study what substances they might have taken prior to their, prior to their discovery. We had one individual, a young boy, who came to and was able to recall lights, dancing lights, colorful lights, this seance of individuals. This creature visions of a multi-headed
Oh fuck.
beast.
Oh fuck.
These accounts are well documented in the medical records, but the psychiatric ward within Akashar has long been shut down as Manning was getting too weak. Our funding Akashar was very poor during these times, and a lot of them relocated to a smaller facility on the other end of town.
Well, and like you said, the frequency of this decreased quite a bit for a while, wouldn't you mention?
Well, yes, it has. Again, these occurrences don't happen often, but perhaps what we need is just an extra set of eyes, someone outside that doesn't have so much stake in the city.
So
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
do we? This is Nick talking. Do we know? Do our characters know what? Now we know Erosi's looking for the cult of Tiamat. Do we know anything more about Tiamat or the cult of Tiamat?
I don't think that you guys would know so much about the cult of Tiamat. You may have, probably not Iljor, probably not Sylvia, maybe an Aryan. Would
Definitely
know.
Erosi.
Yeah, definitely Rosie would know. Well, an Aryan, if he knew anything, would know that Tiamat is a beast that is, isn't spoken of lightly. Is something that, if encountered or if any sort of happenings or I guess discussions are had about it, discussions are had about it. It's a powerful being that should not be taken lightly.
Yeah,
should not be underestimated.
definitely.
Erosi, you're familiar with the cult of Tiamat. You're familiar with Tiamat being the god that she is. And you would know a good deal of information, but not so much about
I think you're muted.
me.
No,
Basic.
I
basic.
am.
Oh,
I am.
oh.
That would have sucked.
been awkward.
I'm like, what?
That would have been a national tragedy.
I thought maybe like my mic unplugged accidentally or something. But yeah, wouldn't know like specific characteristics, but would know general history. Like general stuff about Tiamat.
Yeah.
Are you gonna say an Arion does or does not? Because that'll.
I'd say he knows. He is aware of what Tiamat is, but not any specifics of it. Erosi, you know Tiamat, you know the cult of Tiamat, you know characteristics, like on a general level of Tiamat, how powerful she is, and yeah, you would definitely know the most in the group about Tiamat.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Sylvia? I know you had a thought before Anarian spoke.
Yeah.
So, what is your name?
This is like you guys are
Classic.
My name is Crete.
Sorry.
Might have to look up the random name generator.
Yeah, my brain.
So,
Small Ireland,
has
near
there
Greece.
been anyone else sent to Decimity before us, or are we the first?
Our happenings with the Yosemite have been fairly recent. We've probably been studying with them for the last 5 years or so. And while we have sent individuals there, they are currently there studying, and we have not received word back from them in about a year. We touch base every so often, usually annually. But due to the how infrequently these things happen and what little information we have to go off, it's not a large team dedicated to it. And so I think with this opportunity, Lord Farisle wants just extra sets of eyes.
All right. Is there anybody we should know about to meet with?
I would start with brushing up on exactly certain disappearances. Check out the Mages College. They hold local newspapers and really anything dating back to that time frame and even earlier.
Okay.
See what information you can gather from the Mages College. Speak with Pilaf, and he'll get you on the right direction on how you're embarking to Yosemite.
Very well. Does he have some kind of interpreter or something?
He does not.
Okay.
If you
No,
are
good
confused,
luck. I don't understand the motherfucker.
if you are confused by his communication, he is good friends with Mythilek. They seem to have some sort of shared communication method. If you want to call that an interpreter, I would call it much less.
All right. Are we traveling by boat?
You are traveling neither by boat, nor foot, nor horse. You are traveling by means of magic.
You're gonna be dematerialized, bro. Instantaneous teleportation.
Or...
Precisely.
Instant transmission.
Yes.
All right, I have to go to the bathroom.
Pilaf will have more information. And make sure you speak with Mythilek. There should be somebody in Yosemite on the other end that will provide the same means. Anybody have any questions?
What is our goal once we get there? Like, where are we supposed to?
The overall goal is to gather as much information you can, and hopefully you may see something that those in Yosemite do not, or that our scholars have not. Carlisle, I've spoken to you very briefly. You're a smart individual. I have no doubt you and these individuals would be a great deal of help. Again, Marty, down at the precinct, has been leading this investigation for several decades. Look into the Mages College. Speak with Marty. Lastly, travel to Yosemite. Speak with our individuals. Get a status update. You may not have to be there very long. It's right around the time where we would follow up. Maybe they have a lead. Maybe Marty has gotten somewhere and he's on the track for something.
How do you spell Yosemite again?
Dysemity.
Okay. Sorry, I was just trying to get an overcap of everything again so I could write it all down.
Mm-hmm.
So speak with Marty, the Mages Guild, talk to their contacts in Yosemite, and what else was that it?
Talk to the Popo.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
Marty.
Brush up on the knowledge of what exactly has been going on here at the Mages College.
Yeah, Mages College, not Guild. That's what it was.
The Mages College. Speak with Pilaf regarding the travel and any questions regarding that. Speak with Marty at the precinct. the one who's led this investigation.
Yep.
And then travel to Yosemite for a follow-up for the individuals that are working on it there, and then travel back and provide any information you can to Lord Farisle and his aide. Crete. I've actually been to Crete in Greece. It's fucking beautiful, dude.
Greece is a
I know
beautiful country.
you
That's what I'm saying.
you mentioned it,
a
right?
small
But yeah,
island off the coast of Greece.
yeah,
Yes.
it's beautiful.
CRETE.
Crete begins to speak once more. Does anybody have any questions?
Why
No,
are
I
you
guess
telling
not.
us this?
Sorry, speak up, Mason.
Why are you telling us this about the details exactly? Why not have what's the word I'm looking for?
Somebody had to.
I mean, he said he
Yeah.
did say that he's an aide.
He did
Yeah.
say he was an aide. Never mind. I missed that part. didn't I?
Somebody's got to tell us.
Somebody's gotta tell us. All right. Well, I got no questions. I'll shut up.
Retcon that entire sentence.
Or else he just has a brain aneurysm in the corner.
Ugh. My lizard brain can't take
Someone
it.
help! He's seizing.
If anybody needs me,
Are we?
I will be in the break room down the hall. Yes, I'm sorry, you had a question.
No. I don't know. Should we expect danger? How should we approach this? Traveling to a unknown country. I don't even know what to expect when I arrive.
When you arrive, you will be met with the people that we are working with. Don't fear anything. There is no danger unless a lead is had, which takes you somewhere, perhaps.
All right.
Right now, this is just a
Oh.
reconnaissance mission for information.
Sorry if I have too many questions. I used to do this.
There is no such thing as too many questions. We understand that this is a very important matter, and we want to make sure you're well equipped, as we don't want any ambiguity with the mission and getting you all the heart of the sea. Now, if it was up to me, I would just hand over the heart of the sea. I understand that there was a pact with Bernadette and the Triton people, but that's neither here nor there. My opinions do not matter here. I'm completely aware. But if anybody has any further questions for me, I will be down the hall. And before saying anything else, walks out. And we will end session there. Hour and a half.
Nice.